Stop, please. Please, Crow, I respect you. I respect you so much. Now please leave. I've been making YouTube videos for 7 years.
Hello, guys.
I feel like it's super awesome to have this diary of myself, this video diary.
I'm not gay. I'm straight!
Shut up, Cammy.
But I never really give myself a chance to like process information or explain how I feel about things and just talk and discuss anything that I want. I'm deciding to start a series called I'm Losing My Noodle, which is just about me sort of grappling with more abstract concepts instead of just, talking about the Hunger Games simulator of Avatar: The Last Airbender characters, which is a video I filmed before this. Momo sets an explosive off. Anyway, so today I was going to talk about the fear of the future because, dang, am I right? All of my future plans are gone pretty much. I'm sure a lot of yours are too. I have no compass in life, it seems like. And everything's fallen apart, which, is bad, but also I think gives us time to just like analyze the things that we think about ourselves that maybe we hadn't analyzed because we were just like going life through the motions and like being a little bit shallow because maybe it was easier that way. I am super afraid of the future. I always have been. Okay, let's all sit here and just like for 15 seconds, just close your eyes and think about the future, right? So, welcome to the future. I don't envision myself like looking differently. I don't envision the world looking differently. I don't even really envision the world looking like anything. But it's super easy to imagine bad situations like, oh, I won't be happy, I won't have a job, I won't, find that relationship that I really want. And I think this is largely because I can't place myself in the future because I feel like I also can't place myself in the world right now, which like kind of sucks. I think my fear of the future also stems from aging. I feel like everyone always says, these are the best years of your life. Surely your life like doesn't feel perfect now, of course. And it never has probably. But like years go by that I look back on now, I'm like, I had so much fun, but in the moment I didn't recognize that. The fact that I like didn't enjoy it at that point, I was always looking for the future where I was like, life's gonna be great anytime but now, basically, right? But in reality, like now is the great time that you will look back on and be like, that was great. I had a really hard time in high school, but now that I look back, like the friends I made in high school and the like memories that I shared with them are some of the best years of my life and best moments of my life, but I never would have like thought that at the time. And I think that's why I'm afraid of is that that right now I'm not miserable, but I'm like not super happy all the time, and that I will look back and also not be super happy like in the future, right? But look back at now like I should have really been or that I was and realize that I was. And just like fear wishing my life away little by little until like the future doesn't exist for me. I'm sorry if it's hard to follow along. My thoughts are obviously very sporadic. Observation versus expectation. I feel like you always feel like you'll be super happy if you reach something that like is you can feel and you're like on the way there, but then I feel like I never find it. And so I think the true key of fear of the future for me is just like being content with what I have now. What you want, of course, is for the future to be better than now. What's scary is the idea that it won't be. There's so much to like observe and be wowed about in life. Damn it. It's getting sunny again. Speaking of observation, check out this clip my dad and I got of watching a hummingbird poop.
Oh, I saw him poop. That's the first time. Oh, I've never seen a hummingbird poop before in my life. Have you?
And if you expect like you allow more opportunity for disappointment. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything, and that's like really hard to say because I know some people are really struggling right now, and I know the world is not perfect, and the idea of just more of now is really sad and harmful for a lot of people. And so frankly, I'm still wrestling with that. I haven't like actually figured out my thoughts. You know, the future is so weird because like you feel like it's something that will, at least for me, I feel like it's going to happen to me. Like I won't shape it. But the truth is like the present and future are, you know, always at the same time, sort of. And so like my future is always being shaped by my present. So it almost like doesn't exist because the future you is still being lived by like present you at the time. I don't know, I feel like I have to have like my whole life figured out for future me, but like present me in the future is going to figure out life for future me, which I think is helpful somehow. Also very confusing. Firstly, you're probably thinking, Jack, why the hell does your room look like I stole something from the Louvre? Well, I stole something from the Louvre. No, actually, I'm in my parents' room now. I'm sleeping in here because I get scared at night. Anyway, I had more thoughts. I can't stop. I was journaling and then I was thinking the future in my head is sort of like when you get a really big essay assignment. And this essay is super open-ended. You could go a million and one directions. Sometimes I feel like when you have too many options, at least I just freeze. And also you have to like write in pen, right? There's no going back. And it's pretty anxiety provoking to try and like fill up a blank page with something that's meaningful and cohesive and something that has a story that you'll want to continue. And I know this metaphor is like cheesy, but I'm a cheesitarian, baby. But I kind of feel like that's how the future feels, is like I have a million directions I could go. I could take any road and all of them will lead somewhere different. And it's hard to like take that first step because I worry too much about what's going to happen in a year and 5 years and 10 years and, you know, 50 or 60 years. I don't know. I feel like it's much more helpful to just figure out like what's my next step, because like I said, there are hundreds of roads I could take. And honestly, I feel like most of them I would be happy with, I'd be content with. I feel like I get caught up in like thinking that my worth is very much ingrained in money and capitalism. And I'm trying to distance myself from that, like trying to figure out how I find meaning in other ways and success in other ways. Because if I have this expectation that like I'm only gonna be happy if I, you know, have an amazing house and am able to like travel the world, like if that doesn't happen, then I'll just be disappointed. So I'm kind of trying to just find meaning again in things that are free, pretty much. And then no matter what path I take, hopefully I'd be fine no matter what. Easier said than done, 1000%. And then I realized like, actually no, I'm wrong. Life is not like an essay like that, because like it doesn't have to be cohesive, you know? Like you can go and live your life and do 10 different careers in your life. Like nobody fucking cares. Nobody's judging you. Like I think a reason that I'm so afraid of the future is that, I mean, I am my own worst critic, but I think I'm also afraid of like, what will my parents think if I don't make all this money? Or like, what if I'm not as successful as my friends? But like, none of their business. I think it is much more likely that it looks just like a bunch of bullet points or a journal entry, because I've been journaling. It's funny. I think these videos are like very cringy, and I find a lot of the things I say really hysterically melodramatic, but also I feel like that's cool with me. So yeah, fear of the future. It's really crazy. But hopefully this makes me and you somehow, because I'm an amazing speaker and you should always take my advice. Hopefully that makes just the future seem a little less scary. Although this whole time in this video I was like, I'm scared of all these different things in the future, but oh well. Hopefully I didn't scare you too much, and if I did, then it's time to tackle that fear. Journal about it. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you have any? I would love to hear your thoughts about anything, whatever you want to say. If I were to do another one of these sort of chats, what would you want to talk about next time? Bye guys.